What's up, everybody? We are back on another episode of Pound for a Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C.
A Shadowline production.
Let me just take over from here, bro. I mean, you a little swollen, but it's like that happy swollen where you're like hurting, limping, but yet satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kamaru,
Yeah,
can I
you
tell
be
you something?
swollen too if you got hit with a brick. You be swollen too. I got hit with a brick.
Joaquin Buckley. He's like a fucking machine gun, bro. Like his combat, like he throws, bro. He throws in combinations, and his last shots typically are with power. So it's like speed, 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 and he'll always end with the thump. Boom. You know?
Every shot is with power.
Yeah. No,
It's
he's
not his
he's
last shot. It's his first, second, third, fourth, and last. They all are with power. And I just got to say, Henry, first and foremost, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to step back in there. Only you and, some of our, just a select few know kind of what I had to battle through the last couple of years just to even build my body back up, just to get back in there. So, um, yeah, I'm just grateful and I'm thankful for that opportunity that the UFC gave me, and also an opponent worthy like Joaquin Buckley. Um, yeah, it was great. But all in all, the fight was dangerous. It was tough, but Henry, it was almost like, I got to be honest with you, man. It was like, because you had that one fight with because I became such a well-rounded fighter, and I started knocking guys out, and then you I get caught by Leon, and then I have the fight with Hamza where people saw me get taken down that first round and kind of held down. People forget that I can wrestle,
yeah.
Henry.
Dude, that
Like,
double leg, that fucking double leg. I think it was in the second round. I'm like, what the dude, that shit was fast,
bruh,
Kamaru.
people was like, bro, he don't wrestle no more. Like, he's just gonna, like, bro, it's like the reason the striking people got to see a lot more of that was because, hey, you respect the wrestling. So then, I have to stay at bay and try to fight with this man. And when you do that, that's when you see me strike and you see me stand and you see me do whatever I do. But it was almost like people, the blatant disregard for that was kind of crazy to me. It's like, yo, y'all forget, like, I wrestle. I do a little wrestling. But nonetheless, I take nothing away from Joaquin Buckley. I think he's a fierce, a fantastic competitor. I like what he's done in the division, and I think he's got some exciting matchups coming up, man. I mean, Joaquin Buckley versus Carlos Prates,
I like that.
Joaquin
I like
Buckley
that.
versus Ian Gary.
I like that. I
Bruh,
like that.
he's got some exciting matchups coming up for him. And, to be honest, the sky's the limit for him. I wanted to give him some gem in there, but unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to talk. But we'll see if we can have him on the pod.
Is
And
that right, Kush? Are you?
yeah, we'll see if
Wow, Kumar, you
we can have
changing
him on
by
the
the
pod.
minute.
Yeah,
Hell
and
yeah.
have a conversation with him because, I do like him. He said whatever he had to say to get on to build the fight, to promote himself, and I respect it. It's probably not necessarily the way that I would do things, but I respect it for sure. I mean, he was never really disrespectful per se.
No,
So
no, but no, but
yeah,
no,
I
but
would
knowing
like
you,
to.
Kamaru, he probably got annoying to you.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody gets annoying to me. When they like, imagine what Kobe
Even me,
Covington was. Jeez, you know,
dude.
it
That
happens.
shit is funny, dude. Damn, yeah. You know what? You kind of spice up to 170 pounds. 170 pounds never been talked about, but you Masvidal, you Kobe, you Gilbert Burns, the rivalry between you two. I mean, even Buckley, bro. Like, I don't know if you saw my tweet. I'm like, I got my money on black. But overall, Kamaru, it's like I do
Yeah.
feel like 170 pounds. But I kind of want to go. I kind of want to go back a little bit, talk about your fight, and talk about what I saw a little bit. God, almost like everything that I kind of talked about the breakdown, you pretty much did, dude. Like you and Trevor and Henry Hoof and everybody, you guys, dude. I appreciate good tactical fighting, basic fighting, where you're able to nullify somebody down like you did with Buckley. Number one, your defense, you always kept your hands up and you weren't dipping like the, how you ended up getting caught with Leon. These are mistakes that everybody tends to make, but not one time did I see your head come away from your hands. Your fakes and feints, bro. Like your level changing to well, the only reason why your level changes and everything was working is because you got those initial takedowns at the beginning, and then all of a sudden the level change came, and then boom, you caught him with a few beautiful right hands off of level change, and people don't see that because they're so damn fast. The top control on top, dude. Whoever your jiu-jitsu coach or your wrestling coach is, give him a fucking raise. Cause the opponent was here and you were lateral with them. Like you weren't
Yeah.
like you were literally lateral with them and you're being a blanket. I almost feel like you took a little bit of that folk style wrestling with your body back, controlling the wrist, making this dude work. I had it 49, 49, 46. Whatever judge had it 48, 47 should fucking never judge again. That is terrible, dude. And I hope it wasn't Derek Cleary. I don't know if we can pull it up. Can we pull up the scorecards here? Because Derek Cleary has screwed me on multiple occasions, bro. And if it's that dude, I'm not surprised, man. I know Derek Cleary and Sal Diamato were your judges, bro, and those dudes are known for just fucking shit up, man. And I hope AI at one point can come together and do it. But overall, Kamaru, I can honestly say, bro, there's no doubt. If they gave the title shot to Volkanovski after getting knocked out 2 times, losing 3 times, and if they're able to give him that title shot, you have more title defenses than Volkanovski. You have gone up. You have been a company man. You deserve that title. If I'm in your position, Kush, I'm
Yeah.
waiting. I'm calling Uncle Dana. I'm texting Hunter Campbell, and I'm saying, "Hey guys, I've done this. I've done that. This is what I deserve. This is what they done to Volkanovski. Why am I any different? What's your
Well,
take, Kush? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?"
for you per se, I wouldn't say that you were wrong, but me personally, the way that I see things, um, I don't like to use that word. I deserve. I don't like to use that word. I
Okay, tell me
I
why.
I I, I replace I because I that word is just I feel it's a deceptive and just a negative word that I would honestly like to have that word stripped from the dictionary. Um, I replaced that with earned. Um, I
I like
think
that.
I think I've earned. I think I've earned the possibility to be considered for that because it's a company, it's an entertainment company, like we both know. And if you look at an entertainment factor, if you say which is the biggest fight that I can make in that division, I think I've earned a spot to be amongst that. But at the same time, I understand it's their company. I can't make any decisions. It's not me. Excuse me. I can't make any decisions. But that's absolutely 100% what I want. Um, I know, a lot of people have grown accustomed to me just standing and putting guys away and knocking guys out and doing all these different things. But this fight, I really kind of wanted to remind people. I wanted to show them because of the blatant disregard for my skill set. It was almost like, well, you got to show them like, how you just charge at me and start swinging at me like I'm not going to change levels and take you down. Like you forget, like I wrestle,
Yeah,
So it was mainly showing them that. Now, the moment they start to respect that and are willing to stand at range and try to trade with me, that's when you see me mix it up and you see me start to get guys out of there. So
yeah,
this one, and then also, man, let's be honest, Henry. There was a lot riding on here. I mean, like you like to point out all the time, we're about 0-3, you know. And
You
so
broke the streak, cuz. You broke the
so I
streak.
had to go get that monkey off our back, Henry. I had to go out there and because it was just it was so much disrespect, so many things being said where they would treat me like a redheaded stepchild, like I was like, you know, like I wasn't jacked, you know. They talk about he washed, or he this, and he's that, he's not this, he's not that, he old now. I'm like, what? Am I old? I know I'm in the gym. I'm still putting in time. I'm still putting in the effort. My coaches still work overtime with me. You know, shout out to my coaches, Henry Hoof, Trevor Whitman, of course, George Santiago, of course, my jiu-jitsu coach, Ben Charrington, of course, my wrestling coach. You know, these guys put time in on, and Cosmo Alexandre, my Muay Thai coach. These guys put time in, you know, and not to mention my strength and conditioning coach. Shout out, I can't forget them too. Dr. Corey Peacock and Aaron Porter. Man, and shout out Isaac as well. We did some work, man. We put the time in, and so I have to show them that respect. You know, like you guys, people can't just run at me and think that I ain't shit. You know, come
Yeah.
on now, don't do that.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. So, was there anything that really surprised? Because, dude, the whatever game plan it was, you showed it. Like, I don't even know. I don't even feel like you have to tell me. I mean, the
Yeah,
game plan was, dude. Like, I wouldn't worry about that, Kamaru. I love guys that could systematically break somebody down that are dangerous. This is kind of how I see a fight between Tom and John Jones. This is kind of how I see John Jones really dismantling somebody and watching a fight like you're saying, hey, okay, this guy's dangerous on his feet. But how is it when I become a blanket? How is it that when I tie his wrist up? How's it that when I ground and pound and I put that crazy weight on top of him? What happens when I fatigue him and then I let him up to his feet? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as a competitor, as an elite athlete, as a world champ, as a triple C, I freaking loved it. I love the fact that you went 5 rounds. I love the fact that you're able to show the young buck a whole new style to his game. Because I'll be quite honest with you, Buckley's got a big hole in his game, and you exposed that. And that's my second question: who's Buckley's wrestling coach? I thought it was I thought it was Nick Simmons. You know, me and Nick Simmons, we're boys, man.
yeah.
We talk all the time.
I think it
But
is Nick Simmons.
but
You
why
know, but
isn't why isn't Nick
listen.
Simmons in the corner? Like, why isn't a wrestling coach in the corner? You know what happens, Kamaru? Is these guys they get to because they start winning fights and they start doing it fast that they don't feel like they should change. Bro, it does not work like that. Once you go up against the elite, that's when you start to figure things out, and that's exactly what happened with them. He
Right.
got exposed, man, and I'm not sure how much wrestling he actually worked, but he's gonna have to find a. And on top of that, Kamaru. He's got one of the best dudes in the damn country to teach him wrestling. Like he is the dude that beat me in my last match, the
Yeah,
Strangler. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like what's your
East
take on
Lansing
that? Like
Strangler. Yeah.
if you had to give Bug Dog like what's going on with the wrestling? You know what I'm saying?
No, first and foremost, I think Buckley is only going to get even more dangerous from here because I yeah I took him down. I kind of, you know, big brothered him down there a little bit, but the one thing that I love from him is Buckley never quit. He stood up every round, still wanting to throw, and I was relatively surprised by his gas tank. You know, you know, I put a lot of pressure on him, but he didn't quit. He stayed in there, and he was just like, man, I'm still going to try to take your head off, and I really love that. I think he's going to get a lot more dangerous. I think he has been working his wrestling with Nick Simmons, but unfortunately, just not well enough. Especially when you're getting knockouts with your hands, you're gonna still fall in love. Like even myself, I fell in love with it. Once I started knocking dudes out with my hands, I fell in love with it. I'm like, you know, I don't really need to take them all down like that
It's,
anymore.
yeah,
But hey,
yeah,
it's something that you have to have at the elite level. You got to understand that, hey, if you want to be a well-rounded, fully complete fighter to deal with any style, you have to be able you have to be able to stop takedowns, and not just stop takedowns. You got to be able to get to takedowns yourself. And that's the thing with Buckley. You can't just stand and swing at everybody and expect everybody to go down, because some days somebody won't go down. And then how do you deal with it? And so I think he gets even more dangerous from here, because if he truly believes everything that he says, that he wants to be a champion, he's going to do the work. And like I said,
Yeah,
I was pleasantly surprised by his ability to go 5 and still be able to be in the fight.
yeah.
So,
He's
hats
dangerous in the
off to
fist.
Buckley, and,
Yeah.
and hats off his team. I think they are doing a good job, but I think they just need to tweak a few little things. But like I said, man, there's some fun matchups for him that I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Well, that being said, if I had to give Buckley some advice, it's like, dude, if I was to fight you, Kamaru, I would make sure that there is some type of wrestler in my corner so you could see him, so know that I actually work, so you can maybe question, or at least play a little bit of the mind games. But if there's a judgment that he should make, you
I
need to
thought
have
I
Nick.
thought he would have Nick in the corner, because I think I did see Nick in Vegas,
No, he was there.
in
He
Atlanta.
was in Atlanta. Yeah, I spoke to him, and I'm just like, and I asked him, I'm like, you're not in the corner. He's like, nah, bro. I'm like, what? That's when I just, I'm just like, all right, man. He's too comfortable. If he doesn't have a guy like Nick, who is one of the best high school wrestlers of all time, a world team member, beat the Triple C, pretty much retired my ass. I mean, it's there. But anyways, enough about Buckley. I think if there's just one thing, you got to add the wrestling. You got to have. People don't realize that you need to have a wrestler in your corner for him to give you some advice, either Nick Simmons or Justin, which I know a little bit. Andy, his brother. I mean, there's a lot of guys that he has there. So forget the friendships, start seeing it, and start thinking more of the business side, whether it's psychological or whatever that may be. Do you agree with me, Kush?
I agree. I think, like I said, I think Buckley's only going to grow from here. If he's an intelligent fighter and he's serious about becoming champion one day, he's just going to grow from here. And he's going to get better. He's going to start to tweak some of those little things, and he's going to clean them up. Like I said, he's not too far down. He was number what, 7?
Yeah.
So he's not too far down. Like he's going to, I tell you, another fun matchup that he goes out there and he stops another guy. He's right back up there. You feel me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
No,
I think
no, no.
he's
I feel you. But in between the rounds, man, like I noticed you didn't sit down. You don't use a stool to sit or anything like that.
never.
I mean, never. Okay, I did not know that, or maybe I just started recognizing that now. But
Yeah,
what were some of the advice that Trevor, is able to kind of coach you and really? It seems like he's a coach that he's more soothing more than anything. That's kind of a
yeah,
little bit of what I
man.
take from that.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy, man. I've just been blessed to have certain coaches that could speak to me in certain ways and still get me to go out there and perform. You know, it just depends. I think it's if I trust that coach and I have that bond with them, they're gonna get me to do. I'll run through the wall for them, like Henry Hooft. With Henry knows how to talk to me. Henry could tell me, "Look at him, look at him." I look at the dude across the cage. I'm looking at him. He looks out. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm finna get in him. I'm finna kill him." You know. And Trevor could come in the corner and say, "Oh man, I love what you're doing, man," and it just light me up. Like, okay, So no, in the corner, Trevor was it was just excellent, seamless corner work. Trevor and Henry were on the same page, were giving me the instructions, and I have to go back and watch the fight. I haven't watched it back yet. I'm nowadays it's kind of hard for me to be impressed with myself if I don't do something overly spectacular, like knock someone clean out or something
Nah, nah.
crazy like that.
You're right.
So
Your right kick to Kamaru to the body was on point, bro. Then when you
yeah,
go
we
when you
worked
go
that.
when you go back and watch it, bro,
Yeah,
like you're able to mix it. Obviously, use more hands, but periodically you would boom throw that right kick and you come to the body a few times. I was just like, all right, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Anyhow, man. After the fight, Kamaru, I don't, you're a man of few words at times. But you got pretty emotional, man, post fight interview. What were the emotions running through your mind, bro, and through your heart?
Yeah, man, there was a lot of emotions dealing with this. Obviously, you guys know I get pretty serious. when it comes to dealing with certain things and when I get to certain times, because it's not play for me. This is everything. I chose to do this. I made a conscious decision that I wanted to be the best at this, and I've put everything into this. But the last 3 years have been tough, really tough for me. I know I don't really say too much, but it's been really tough. I haven't competed in almost 2 years. 2 years. That's the longest layoff ever in my life. I've never not competed in that long since I started wrestling in high school. So 2 years not competing, 2 years trying to fix and deal with injuries and certain things. And then I have some personal things in my life as well that really was kind of just weighing me down and taking a big toll on me. I usually love, especially these fights, these last few fights, because you never know when it'll be your last fight. So I usually love to have my daughter there and have my family there, all of them. Unfortunately, my daughter couldn't be at this one because of some situations. But I just, at the end of the day, I was just grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the moment, grateful to put something in write, the story a little bit, write one more chapter in history that eventually my kids and my kids can look back on one day and potentially be proud of me. So, yeah, I got emotional. And of course, Henry, man, for the last 2 years, people just been talking trash. People just be getting like I know we say, as much as people say, oh, don't listen to them or don't read the comments or don't read this. Like they have a direct line to you. People just talk trash and they just talk trash, and people just wake up and they decide, you know what? I want to ruin someone's day and just
Yeah.
start texting,
Yeah, hold on.
and tweeting stuff.
Let me read some of these. But he's gonna buckle Usman's 38-year-old ass up. Keep going. I want to read some of these, man. Okay, poor Kamaru, his hope is gonna go get KO'd. Wow. All right. Keep 'em coming, baby. I like it. I used to have my 12-year-old nephew read some of these crazy ass tweets to me. I'm excited. I'll tell it to your face then. He knows he's getting wrecked, and this is just for the money. I mean, Kamara, you're different, bro. I can honestly say, man, like you're out there to kind of. I can tell. We talk about having a monkey on your back. There's more of a chip on that shoulder, more than anything, because you know how good you are, and you want to regain as champ. You want to leave as champion. But that being said, we got your arch nemesis, Bilal Muhammad, out here texting like he's got next. He's got dibs on you.
You
If
said
the
what?
UFC does not decide to grant you with the title shot, could we potentially be seeing a fight between Bilal Muhammad and the Nigerian Nightmare Kamaru Usman?
Who?
Okay, off to you just want to move on to the next question? Is that
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
all right, Kush? Well, I got something for you. If you're Dana White and you're in the promoter and you put a four-man bracket, obviously we have JDM versus Islam Makhachev. We all know that they're more likely they're gonna fight. Their fight's gonna take place October 20th. I don't know where the location is gonna be, but they're gonna fight in October. Where does that leave Shafkat? Where does that leave Brady, Bilal, and obviously your fave Ian Gary? And if you had to
You do
turn it
Buck.
into a bracket,
Yeah,
how would you do it? So it's a two-part question.
you do Buckley. And actually, um, since
Buckley's
he's
out the
coming
pic.
off,
Buckley's out the picture, man. We got Bilal,
um,
Gary.
I don't think Buckley's out the picture because just because of I hate to kind of sound like I'm shitting on somebody, but we got to look at the company perspective as well, right? Company value, what the opponent means, what the fighter means to the company, and potentially building the biggest fight possible. Correct? If we're gonna do that, I'm going Buckley Gary. I'm
Okay, which
going
there would be.
Shavkat Brady.
Okay.
Buckley Gary, Shavkat Brady. I'm
Okay.
going Makhachev versus JDM. I get winner. Or,
Yeah,
like
but
you mentioned,
hold on, Kush. Like, let's be fair. What happens with Bilal? Bilal's got to fight
exactly,
somebody.
exactly. So
He's
that's
out,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
dude. There's real blood there. Don't be telling me, dude. There's real blood there, Kush.
But this is no. But this is what I'm saying. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to. I'm just speaking from a company's perspective on making the biggest fight possible. Like, don't get me wrong. Or you can say, okay, you know what? I'll do Bilal Shafkat. That fight was originally booked. That fight was supposed to happen. It didn't happen. So I'll do Shafkat Bilal. I'll do Brady versus Gary.
Yeah.
I'll do Brady versus Gary.
Now that sounds a little more realistic there.
Yeah.
I mean, Kush, you got a lot of you're holding up a lot of weight now, man. One is because the whole Volkanovski thing is actually kind of helping you out. The whole flying over to Abu Dhabi on a 7-day notice to fight Hamzat Chimaev is really helping you out. The fact that you've been a former pound for pound, and the fact that Dana White says you're the greatest welterweight of all time. I mean, it's just a matter of time, and you're a company man. I never see you back talk the UFC. When they need something from you, if you're not injured, you're scrapping, you're fighting. So I do feel like you could go in there, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the UFC says, "Hey, you know what? There's too much. It's too much time, especially with the lightweight coming up to 170 pounds." And then the other thing too, what happens? What happens of the winner of JDM versus Islam Makhachev? Because I do feel like that's a great fight for Islam Makhachev. I do feel like his top control is at a whole nother level. Makhachev does win. Where does Kamaru Usman and Islam Makhachev take this fight in 2026?
2026. I mean, that's anywhere. Any of the big markets that the UFC wants. I think that's it. That's it. Definitely easily headline International Fight Week. I think that easily is that March card. I think they like to do in Cali or do somewhere or Vegas. That's a big one for them. You know, so it depends. It's a big one. I mean, I love Islam. We all know that. Me and everyone knows me and Islam are cool. You know, but that would be, I think, 100% the biggest fight to make in the welterweight division. 100%. But listen, let's not sleep on JDM just yet. Let's not sleep on JDM. You know, I don't like to sleep on JDM. You know, I've given this man his props. I think this man is extremely talented, and we should not be counting this man out, especially after the performance he just put on. So, yeah, let's not cut that man out.
Yeah, damn. All right, damn. All right, Kush. All right, man. You know, Kush White. All right, man. Before we take off, a question from a casual. This is a question from a casual. Getting back into the unit after over a year. Favorite moment, least favorite moment of your comeback.
Henry, favorite moment. I just gonna be honest. I couldn't wait for this moment right here.
Being
I
on pound
couldn't
for
wait.
pound.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't wait for the moment after. You know what that feels like, walking back to that back, knowing that the
Yeah,
mission is accomplished. I couldn't wait for that.
yeah.
I've missed that feeling for so long that I could not wait for that.
Yeah.
Least favorite moment, I mean, getting down to 170 again after having been down there for the last dang near 3 years. Yeah, I didn't miss that. I was just keeping a buck. I did not miss that, you know. But as a professional, you got to go out there and you got to make it. I have an amazing team. I can't say that enough. I have an amazing team. I've been blessed to running the coaches like Henry Hu, George Santiago, Trevor Whitman, Ben Charrington, freaking Cosmo Alexandre, Dr. Corey Peacock, Aaron, Aaron Porter. Not to mention my chef Elizabeth, and just all around, this was a team effort. My teammates, Justin Gaethje, Archie Kogan. I mean, and obviously the guys down there in Kill Cliff. Shout out to the guys at Kill Cliff as well. This was just a fantastic effort. It took me time, Henry. I took time. I had to build. I really built myself. I had to get in shape, man. I don't even want to go into it, man. But I just can say I'm grateful for the opportunity to still be able to do it. And I'm extremely thankful. I'm also thankful for you guys, you annoying guys. You guys and the producers who keep blowing me up, blowing my phone up, even when I'm in camp. Y'all be annoying as hell, but I'm thankful because with all those little annoyances, you don't know how far you can stretch. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm appreciative and I love it.
Well, Kamaru Dean, I'm gonna say, man, congratulations, bro. You officially broke. Actually, I kind of broke it. I had that exhibition fight. I did win. I did win that. So I'm gonna give myself credit. I kept that ball rolling, and obviously you follow suit. But congratulations, man, for breaking the streak between me and my boy Izzy from being 9-0, 0-9 to 9-1, 9-1.
I don't want
So,
Jesus.
but congrats,
Jeez.
bro. Congrats, Kamaru. I couldn't be any happier. Great game plan, very tactical. Brought back the wrestling, brought back the level change, and I do feel like you do deserve that fight against the winner of Islam Makhachev versus JDM. Again, I go back and think of Volkanovski. I keep repeating myself because I want people to really think about how is it that he was granted that title shot. And I just don't see any difference with you. I truly, truly don't. So I hope you get the shot. But if you don't, I'll be looking forward to your next fight. And I got my money. I got my money on black.
Appreciate you. But hey, before we go, did you see the backup that I brought out this weekend?
No, let me see. What you
You
got?
didn't see my backup?
No, let me see the
Everywhere I was
backup
at,
dude.
huh?
Let me see it. What's up? What is it?
Okay, stop. Look at the screen, bro. Look at the screen.
Oh shoot, that's
Stop
right.
just selling stuff. Look at the screen,
That's
bro.
Francis
Henry.
Ngannou. I do, but dude, I was dude, that was so cool, man, that Francis came out. I saw that. I didn't even think about it when you said back. I just didn't put two and two together, dude. But that's fucking
Yeah,
awesome,
had to bring
bro.
backup, man.
You imagine it. You imagine if
Had to
you and
bring
you
backup in
become
case it
champ
got Buck up there, you know
and
what I
Jones
mean? So you had to
retires
bring the backup.
and Ghana goes back to the UFC, becomes champ, and all you guys retire on top. That'd be crazy.
I like where your head's at, Henry. I like where your head's at. I like it.
That's
But
what's up, man. How's Francis doing, by the way? Kamaru.
Francis is phenomenal. He's doing great. And yeah, we know hopefully we'll get some big news from him soon.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. Well, Kamaru Dean, congratulations, bro. I'm Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C,
Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare. And we
and
are
we
out.
are